right, we are going to begin the Service Design Award, and leading that is going to be Birgit and Margus. Thank you.
Good morning, Canada. Just for reference, I'm a Swiss, Swedish, Canadian, Estonian. I grew up in Vancouver, so yay. This year is the 5th year of the Service Design Awards. And before we start, and before we get the finalists and finally the winners up on stage, I'd like to say a few words about the awards. And just by way of introduction, this is Birgit Mager, who is the president of the SDN, who will be giving out the awards. So first things is we had a global jury, and that really does mean that it's complicated to run the thing, and sometimes somebody has to do it at night. So I'd like to really give a big hand to the jury members, who some of them are here. Maybe you can stand up and we can all clap and say something for them. So, about this iteration of the awards, I mean, we've gone on and on over the 5 years, and the entries have grown, and they have become more professional, and they have become a lot more complicated to judge, because we're always judging them on last year's results as well. And it has been really an honor for me to be the chairman of the jury this year, and I'd really like to thank Sonia over there, who really took care of us and made sure that we were on time and got everything done. And finally, before we really get to the fun stuff, is some serious comments about you guys and sending entries here. One thing as a jury which we really see from year to year and would really like to emphasize is that when you're sending stuff, give it some time and make sure there are results in it. It's not always a rush to send off work. This work doesn't get old in 1 year. Wait for the results to come in and have some proof of what you've done, because it really gives us a lot more to work with as a jury. Another thing that we'd like to see more of are the reflections of why a specific service design tool or approach has been used and why it worked in that case. It makes it easier to understand the cause and effect and what you did and what happened just because you happened to be there. And a last little detail which is kind of important, it's an international award. We are reading it in English, and there are a lot of entries from non-English speaking countries. And until Google Translate is able to translate meaning and not just words, they really put an effort into getting the English right, because even the world's best case, when you can't understand it, you can't judge it, you can't award it. So it's unfortunate, it's biased, it's not fair, but sort of that's the way the grapefruit squirts, as my history teacher used to say. So, on to the professional shortlist. First up is, and I'm not going to read these titles because you can read them yourselves. This project achieved profound change within several different areas. Affiliate satisfaction increased, customer wait times were reduced drastically, and abandonment rates dropped, and payments that were turned from being largely cash-based to becoming almost digital. On top of that, the organization changed and is able to maintain this level of customer involvement and centricity on its own. So a big hand to the first finalist. You guys. So, next up, designing a viable land for future generations. After multiple failures, and just because it doesn't say so, it's in Portugal. After multiple failures to establish a coherent and effective system for mapping property ownership, this service design approach delivered radical improvement, applying empathy and human-centered design skills throughout. On an iterative process, the design team was able to finally create a robust system for defining and mapping rural properties in a manner that was acceptable to all stakeholders. Guys, up. That way. There are instructions. Next, the evidence of design 2.0, an impactful service entity design with AI, or an original application and integration of machine learning and AI to the human-centered design process. The business impact of this marriage of technology and empathy impacted the business both inside and outside, achieving the necessary staff buy-in to deliver a superior customer experience throughout on all user touchpoints.
Don't wonder, the photographer said we should squeeze together.
Next up is a continuous problem in service design. The titles become very long. How service design plays a vital role in transformation journey of a Brazilian insurance provider from a brick-and-mortar business into a health insurtech. Service design helped transform an old-fashioned company into a modern disruptor. The human-centered, iterative, design-led approach has changed the way the company develops its products and services and had been adopted by different departments as the go-to method for creating innovation. Next, Laboratorie Mobile Alternativen. Service design doesn't have to be expensive and extensive. LAMA, as the abbreviation is known, proves that quick iterations with hands-on, low-profile approach that is quickly integrated and used by actual users can rapidly deliver innovation, buy-in results, and in real-life situations. Next, Crack the Code, how one school demystified programming. Addressing several key challenges in the computer industry, a new school was created to attract a broader and more diverse student body. Using service design approach, the brand development was created from the user's point of view and helped to change the conversation about who could and who should be a coder. Next, Medley, a companion for heart failure self-management, and this is a Canadian project, by the way. This project addressed the critical medical condition with rigor and discipline. With repeated iterations, the team delivered a process and tools for both medical staff and patients to better manage heart failure-related symptoms, improving both the lives of the sufferers as well as reducing pressure on the healthcare system. Next, lift the lid. Service design is an effective methodology to tackle complex and sensitive tasks. I think we've heard a lot about that today. In developing Lift the Lid, the team tackled a subject that has been considered taboo, helping the staff of care homes talk about and reevaluate their own behavior about intimacy and sex of their worst of their awards suffering from dementia. Unfortunately, this company is not here today to accept this finalist. Which brings us to the student shortlist. Drum roll. Clarify, early guidance service for separated parents. Tackling an oft overlooked aspect of parental separation, the Clarify tool helps parents get an early guidance to their changing life. Targeting the more vulnerable segment of society, the project helps financially and emotionally struggling parents during the separation and custody process. Next, service designed to improve women's maternal health care services in Nepal. This team tackled a complicated subject in a challenging atmosphere, and this project demonstrates maturity and sensitivity in designing a sustainable and lo-fi method to improving postnatal care in a rural environment, taking into consideration both cultural sensitivities and the needs of the mother and the baby. This project's output can demonstrably improve people's lives. Next, explore. The student project envisioned a new future for mobility. By applying the service design approach, it helped drive the internal conversation within the company about what and how the driving experience should look like once there is no need to actually drive anymore. The high fidelity of the final deliverables make the results tangible and real. And the student is not here to accept the award. And next up, Journey, a post-death settlement service. This student project showcased how the post-death settlement process can be redesigned using a human-centered service design approach. By reimagining the process from the bereaved point of view, the service enables effective collaboration between stakeholders to deliver a smoother post-death settlement experience. And again, this student is not here to accept the prize. So that was our short list. Now the stuff gets exciting. We have the winners. And the winners don't get more explanations because you already heard them all. So, da-da-da-da. The best commercial project goes to transforming a social security organization through service design. What's up next? The next award is for the innovative combination of technology and service design and goes to Evidence of Design 2.0, an impactful service identity design with AI. Hello again.
We don't, shall we say it? It's the fourth award that they are getting.
You're most awarded. And up next. The next award is awarded for lean approach to service design and prototyping and goes to Laboratorie Mobile Alternativen, Twisted Studio. And the next award is awarded for Best Student Project. Goes to service design to improve women's maternal health care services in Nepal. And we have an award for application of service design to information transfer, which goes to Lift the Lid and Good Innovation on the Alzheimer's Society. They are not here to accept this award, but they have sent us a film, which is without sound.
And we are from a company.
Let's go back.
Hello from London. My name is John, and this is my colleague Brian. And we are from a company called Good Innovation. We're an innovation consultancy that works with organisations that do good. And we wanted to say a huge thank you for this award, which we'd love to obviously accept on behalf of Good Innovation, but also our partners on this project, the Alzheimer's Society. We work together on this pioneering project, Lift the Lid, which I'll hand over to Ryan to talk to you a little bit about.
So sex and intimacy, we learned through our insight work with people with dementia and care home workers, is a real taboo subject. So we developed Lift the Lid, which is a workshop in a box to help care home workers understand how better to manage different situations that occur around sex and intimacy that they might come across. So it was a support tool both for care home workers as well as ultimately in order for them to provide better care to residents with dementia and their families. So as John said, really excited to work on this with the Alzheimer's Society, really proud to see Lift the Lid being rolled out across thousands of care homes across the UK.
So guys, have a wonderful evening. Thanks again so much for the award. Thank you.
So, this show is almost over. Important information, the exhibition is back there. You can see all the finalists and the winners and read about what they did and how they did it and why it's so good. And tomorrow morning at 9:45, you will have the winner presentations right here. So this will be in Pecha Kucha format. And don't be late. This will be informative and interesting and fun to watch. Thank you very much and have a great continuing conference.